have joining me right now security consultant and former assistant director at the State Security Service, nicknamed DSS, Dennis Amakri, joining us right now. Nice to see you. Good morning. Nice to see you. Now, a lot of persons have said, well, if you look at the security situation in the country right now, things have seem to be normalized comparative to how things were in the last few months. Whether it is true or not true, depending on how it is. But talk to us, Yuletide is here. What should security agents be looking forward to, and what should Nigerians who are the citizens also be looking forward to? How conscious should we be?
Okay, first of all, there are two operative words that everybody should think about. And one is situational awareness, and then of course moderation. You know, whatever you do, it has to be done in moderation. Right. And then, of course, you have to be situationally aware. And what do I mean by that? It means that you should know where you are at any time. You know, try to take in whatever situation you find yourself in and then make a decision, you know, for your own personal safety.
Should this apply to people who are in certain places, like in the northeast, or places that are seen to be flashpoints, or it should be everyone?
Everywhere. Oh. Everywhere. You can be, you know, traveling tomorrow, and then, like yesterday, we have some riot going on the Sapele Way. If you find yourself there, you know, you have to think very fast and know an evasive method. Don't run into it and then get yourself, you know, become a victim.
All right. The issue of moderation, I wonder what dimension that should take.
Well, you know, this festive period, everybody is enjoying themselves. You know, people have waited for 12 months.
Oh, yes.
To get to this point. So everybody, you see a lot of people, especially drunk drivers, people are drinking and driving. And
getting high on different things.
Yes, on different things. And then, of course, going to parties and overeating themselves and stuff like that. So it is very, very good that you moderate. Otherwise, you might be having accidents on the road. Right. And then, of course, death would follow.
All right. Yes. Now, at this critical time now, in the past, at the peak of the insurgent activities and all of that, about 2-3 years or 4 years ago, this times, a lot of, in fact, we get travel advisories from international foreign governments to their citizens and nationals in Nigeria, stay away from social place and all of that. Right now, there is no advisory in that regard. Should we rest assured that the Yuletide is going to be safe and okay for everyone?
I think the police themselves have brought out some advisories. Okay. You know, telling people, right, starting from September, the Mba months, right? So that one is very, very true, because during this period, there is a rise in criminal activities. And then, of course, travel security is very, very key at this time, because people are traveling. A lot of people are traveling. And you have to really think about it. You might be stuck in the road, or you might be stuck in the airport for a whole day. People have been known to, you know, end up in the airport on Christmas Day. So you have to plan all these things, and by the time you get home for the festivities, you try to do things in moderation, because getting drunk or also remember that the bad boys are also watching those who are coming to spend
a lot of money
that they've accumulated over the years. So it is very, very important that you become very situationally aware of where you are.
So that's like security tips for individuals now, especially when they're traveling. Okay, so let's look at the measures being carried out by the government. Over 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, we've seen a lot of insurgent attacks, especially in the north. Yes. And now, of course, it has reduced to a certain extent. We've seen kidnapping and robberies taking the place of terrorist attacks. Yes. So, what measures are you comfortable with the measures that have been taken so far by security agencies?
Well, I think the security agencies are thinly spread, you know, considering what is going on in the country, because it's all over. Bandits, kidnappers, and traveling by road is a major issue, and some of our roads are very bad. And these bad areas are where you have a lot of problems coming up. So people should be very, very careful in what they do. See, security is not just the security agencies doing it for you. It is also you trying to be very, very security aware, you know. And if I have to give an advice to anybody, you know, during this period, I think the best security measure you could take is to sit at home. Stay home.
But a lot of persons want to go to their families.
Yeah. Because the real feeling of Christmas is to go out and spread and share love.
Exactly.
And spend money.
Yeah, of course.
So in all of this celebration, how do you think as individuals we can, of course, spend, you know, enjoy the season without attracting the bad boys?
Yeah, so you do everything in moderation. Don't overdo things. Don't go there and start spreading all the money that you've accumulated, attracting other people to know that, oh, you've arrived. Some people go and buy cars to take home because this is the time you want to show everybody that you've been in Lagos or you've been overseas and you've arrived, you know. So do everything in moderation. And, you know, there is nothing more than being conscious of wherever you are. Don't lose your sight. Make sure that you know where you are and then take quick decisions to ameliorate whatever situation you might find yourself in.
All right, now for security agents, what would they be looking at this time? Talk to us from that window of being a security agent.
Yeah.
What should they be looking at?
Okay, I think most of them, especially the police, they've come up with operational order for the Christmas period.
Okay.
You know, so they are basically looking at places of worship, events, centers, and then of course they are patrolling the hotspots. You know, there are certain hotspots, you know, dark spots where criminals operate. So the presence alone, you know, does a lot of things. Okay. But I would advise that mobile patrols sometimes don't work very well. They should have people who are in mufti to be on the mix-up with the crowd and then move around. Because when you are mobile, the bad boys are also watching. As soon as you pass, they go and do what they have to do and run away.
Before you come back,
they have gone. You know, so the best thing is to mix up with the crowd and then make sure that you keep everybody on surveillance at this period.
Right. Very interesting security tips there.
Yeah. Dennis Amakri, thank you so much. The one that interests me most, do everything in moderation.
Well, yeah.
So I'll buy all my drinks and then it should
go
be
my
in the
house.
He's ready for Christmas, I guess.
Well, it doesn't look like Christmas.
Yeah, when we were...
You know, it comes with how you feel about Christmas.
Yeah.
So in your home, every morning in your car, you play Christmas songs.
Maybe because I'm getting older. Because when I was young, the Christmas in the air this time, oh my God. But now it feels like, okay, don't worry, it will come. It's just another day. It will come and it will go. But it's fine. But the younger ones are really excited.
We're happy. We're excited.
This.
It's Christmas time.
All right. Now, Dennis, let's get into the security issues for this period of time. Talk to us generally. People feel that when we begin to enter into the ember months, activities begin to rise, and then security becomes of concern as we get closer and closer to Christmas. Why is it so?
It's because everybody has been planning for it. You have a year to plan for this. So a lot of people have been saving money. Some people have been, you know, preparing. Some people are planning to marry around that time. You know, and of course, some people go home, and that exodus to their villages is very unique because some people even go for marriages and stuff like that. Now, this is a festive period, and with festivity comes security problems, either by going, because you have to travel from where you're going from wherever, Lagos to wherever, and the roads are very, very, you know, sometimes become very, very problematic, let me put it that way, because it's either crowded, and then, of course, the airports are also very, very congested because the flights cannot, you know, handle all the
pressure
traffic, that is going on. So it becomes a problem for that, and then, of course, security problems, because remember, even the bad boys are also looking for how to enjoy this festive period. So it's a period that everybody should be more awake, and don't forget yourself. Be awake to your surrounding of what is going on.
But let's look at what we've had in time past. We've seen the FRSC in terms of traffic, you know, say they are deploying this particular number of personnel to ensure that we do not experience so much traffic, especially on Lagos roads. But we've not really seen the police come out to say that they're deploying such a number of personnel for this particular period or in specific places. We know that the traffic might move away from Lagos to the interstates, the interstate highways.
Yes.
So, but how do you see the measures being taken by security personnel now to ensure that we do not have the highways are safeguarded?
Well, the Nigeria police, of course, have come up with the operational order for the period, you know, and they've deployed some of their people to the highways, you know, checkpoints and stuff like that. But I hope they will just stick to, you know, security checkpoints, because it also become an encumbrance to travelers, you know, when they are there asking for their own Christmas, you know. So it is a situation where they have to be there to make sure that they deter, you know, people that are trying to either rob passenger or travelers on the way. And of course, in the cities, they have to go around. And remember one thing we might be forgetting. During the Christmas period, you're actually traveling and leaving your house behind.
Oh, yeah.
Many people don't think
Exactly.
of the security of their homes, you know, and you have to think of the security of your home. And of course, either you're leaving somebody behind, or you are putting some security measures in place so that you don't come back to a boggled house. You know, so these are the things that people should do. And the police patrolling the area also, you know, gives the feeling that thieves don't have a free reign to do whatever they want to do.
All right, now a lot of people, more people will travel by road at this period of time comparative to the modes of transport. Well, she mentioned interstate.
Yes.
Now we know some very busy routes like Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Benin, or there's the Abuja Kaduna.
Yes.
Exactly, and then there's the Onitsha route.
Yes.
There's also the Enugu Port Harcourt and all of. Apart from those areas, what interstate areas do you think that are so hot that security agencies should be looking at?
Now, you just mentioned them.
Oh, those are the ones.
Those are the ones. those are the hot roads, because major traffic pass through. You know, those are the arteries that move into other areas. So, and I think the security agencies should concentrate on those ones.
Okay, all right. Dennis Amakri, thank you so much for coming to give us tips on this. I guess I'm very sure that she's going to take those and work with.
I'm taking it.
For me too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes.